Okay, guys, today we're going to be reading Act 2, Scene 1 of primarily the modern text of Othello. You can follow along with me here on the right side of the screen. So Montano and two gentlemen enter. Montano, what can you see out on the ocean? Nothing. The water's so rough that I can't see any sails, either in the bay or on the ocean. It was windy on shore, too. A big blast of wind shook our fortifications. How could a ship made of wood hold together in those mountainous waves? What do you think will be the result of this storm? The Turkish navy will be broke up. The wind's whipping up the waves so high you expect them to reach the clouds and splash against the stars in the sky. I've never seen the waters so disturbed. If the Turkish fleet isn't protected in some harbor, their men must have all drowned. No ship could survive this storm. A third gentleman enters. I've got news, boys. The war is over. This terrible storm has smashed the Turks so badly that their plans are ruined. One of our ships has reported that it saw most of their fleet shipwrecked. Montano says, "What? Is this true?" The ship's sailing into the harbor now. It's from Verona. Michael Cassio, lieutenant of the Moor, Othello, has arrived on shore. The Moor himself is still at sea. He's been commissioned to come here to Cyprus. I'm happy about that. He'll be a good governor. Cassio brings news about the Turkish defeat, but he's worried about Othello's safety. The two of them were separated during the storm. I hope to God Othello's all right. I served under him, and I know what an excellent commander he is. Let's go to the shore to get a look at the ship that came in, and to look out for Othello's ship. We'll stare out at sea until the sea and the sky blur together. Let's do that. Every minute we expect more ships to arrive. Michael Cassio enters. Cassio says, "Thanks, you brave men who defend this island and respect Othello. I hope heaven protects him from the weather because I lost sight of him on the stormy sea." Is his ship sturdy? Yes, it is well built, and the ship's pilot is very expert and experienced. For that reason, I still have some hope for him, even though I don't have my hopes high. A voice yells, "A sail! A sail! A sail!" A messenger enters. What's all the shouting about? Everybody in town is down at the shore shouting, "A sail!" I hope it's Othello. Then a shot is heard. They fired a greeting shot, so at least it's a friendly ship. Please go find out for certain who has arrived. I'll do that. The second gentleman exits. Montano says, "Good lieutenant," talking to Cassio, "is your general married?" Yes, and he's very lucky to have married the woman he did. His wife defies description. She's God's masterpiece, and she'd exhaust whoever tried to do her justice while praising her. The second gentleman re-enters. "Who's arrived in the harbor?" says Cassio. "A man named Iago, the general's ensign. He made good time. You see how the storm, the jagged rocks, and the sandbanks that trap ships all appreciate a beautiful woman? They let the heavenly Desdemona arrive safe and sound." Montano says, "Who's that?" "She's the one I was talking about, the general's wife. The brave Iago was put in charge of bringing her here, and he's arrived a week sooner than we expected. Dear God, please protect Othello and help him arrive here safely, so he and Desdemona can be in each other's arms, and Othello can cheer us up and bring comfort to Cyprus." Desdemona, Iago, Roderigo, and Emilia, Iago's wife, enter. Cassio says, "Look, the precious Desdemona has arrived on shore. We should all kneel before her. Men of Cyprus, greetings, my lady, and may God always be with you." Desdemona says, "Thank you, brave Cassio. Is there any news about my husband?" "He hasn't arrived yet. As far as I know, he's okay and will arrive soon." "Oh, but I'm worried. How did you two get separated?" Cassio says, the storm separated us." They hear more yelling, "A sail, a sail!" "Listen, they've spotted another ship. A gunshot is heard." "They fired a greeting shot too, so this is also a friendly ship." "Go, find the news." The second gentleman exits again. "Ensign Iago, welcome. And welcome to you too, madame." He kisses Emilia. "Don't be upset that I kissed your wife hello, Iago. It's a courtesy where I come from." Iago says, "If she gave you as much lip as she gives me, you'd be sick of her by now." Desdemona says, "On the contrary, she's a soft-spoken woman." Iago says, "No, she talks too much. She's always talking when I want to sleep. I admit that in front of you, my lady, she keeps a bit quiet, but she's scolding me silently." If we look here at the original text, he says, "She puts her tongue a little in her heart and chides the thinking." Emilia says, "You have no reason to say that." Iago goes on, Come on, come on. You women are all the same. You're as pretty as pictures when you're out in public, putting your own houses. You're as noisy as jangling bells. In your own kitchens, you act like wildcats. You make yourselves sound like saints when you're complaining about something, but you act like devils when someone offends you. You don't take your jobs as housewives seriously, and you're shameless hussies in bed. Looking at the original text, he said, Come on, come on. You are pictures out of door, well in your parlors, wildcats in your kitchens, saints in your injuries, devils being offended, players in your housewifery, and housewives in your beds." Desdemona says, "Shame on you, you slanderer." Iago says, "No, it's true. Or if it's not, I am a villain. You wake up to have fun, and you start work when you go to bed." Emilia says, "You clearly have nothing good to say about me." And Iago says, "No, I don't." Desdemona goes on, "But if you had to say something nice about me, what would you say?" Iago says, "Don't make me do it, my lady. I'm critical by nature." "Come on, just try. By the way, has someone gone down to the harbor?" Iago says, "Yes, madame." "I'm not as happy as I seem. I'm just trying not to show how worried I am about Othello's safety. Come on, what would you say about me?" Iago thinks. "I'm trying to think of something, but I'm not good at inventing clever things. It takes time. Ah, I've got it. If a woman is pretty and smart, she uses her looks to get what she wants." If we look over to the original text, "If she be fair and wise, fairness and wit, the one's for use, and other useth it." So he's kind of talking about how if she's pretty and smart like Desdemona, she can use it to manipulate. Desdemona says, "Very clever, but what if the woman is smart and ugly?" "Even if she's ugly, she'll be smart enough to find a guy to sleep with her." Desdemona says, "This is getting worse and worse." Emilia says, "Well, what if she's pretty and stupid?" Iago, "No pretty woman is stupid, because her stupidity will make her more attractive to men." Desdemona says, "These are stupid old jokes that men tell each other in bars. What horrible thing do you have to say about a woman who's both ugly and stupid? Iago says, no matter how ugly or stupid the woman is, she plays the same dirty tricks as the smart and pretty ones. Oh, you don't know a thing. You give your best praise to the worst women. But how would you praise a truly good woman? Someone who had no reason to worry about what anyone said about her. Iago goes on. A woman who was beautiful, but never proud, who could speak well, but knew when to be quiet, who dressed well, but was not overdressed, who had self-restraint, even when she could get what she wanted, a woman who never took revenge, who overlooked it when people hurt her, who was too wise to do anything stupid, who could think without revealing her thoughts, and who could refrain from flirting with men in love with her. What kind of woman, if she ever existed, would? Would what? Would raise babies and clip coupons. Desdemona says, oh, that's pathetic. Don't listen to him, Amelia, even though he's your husband. What do you think about him, Cassio? Isn't he a horrible man? He speaks bluntly, madame. He's more of a soldier than a wise man. Cassio takes Desdemona's hand. Iago talking to himself. He's taking her hand. That's right. Go ahead and whisper together. This is all I need to get Cassio. Yes, keep smiling at her, Cassio. Your fine manners around women will be your downfall. Oh, I'm sure you're saying something very clever. If you lose your job because of little flirtations like this, you'll wish you hadn't been so courteous with her. Oh, how nice. You're kissing your own hand, one finger at a time. I wish those fingers were enema tubes. A trumpet plays off stage. That's the Moor. I recognize the trumpet. Cassio says, yes, it is. Let's go greet him when he lands. Cassio, look, here he comes. Othello enters with attendants. Othello, my beautiful warrior. Desdemona, my darling Othello. Othello says, I'm amazed that you got here before me, but I'm overjoyed, my love. If the calm of the storm could always be this wonderful, I'd want the wind to blow until it waked the dead and whipped up the waves as tall mountains. If I died right now, I'd be completely happy, since I'll probably never be as happy as this again in my life. Desdemona says, God willing, our love and our happiness will only increase as we get older. Amen to that. I can't talk about my happiness anymore. It's too much. I hope these kisses I'm about to give you are the closest we've ever come to fighting. They kiss. Iago talking to himself again. Oh, you're happy now, but I'll ruin your happiness for all my supposed honesty. Othello says, let's go up to the castle, good new friends. The war's over and the Turks are drowned. How are my old friends from the island doing? Honey, they'll love you here in Cyprus. They've been very good to me here. Oh, my dear, I'm blabbing on and on because I'm so happy. Iago, would you be good enough to get my trunks from the ships and bring the ship's captain to the castle? He's a good man. Let's go, Desdemona. I'll say it. I'm so happy to see you here in Cyprus. Othello and Desdemona leave. Iago, meet me down at the harbor. Come here. They say love makes you cowards brave. So if you're brave, listen to me. Lieutenant Cassio will be on guard duty tonight, but first I have to tell you that Desdemona's completely in love with him. End of Act 2. Oh, no, not quite end of Act 2, Scene 1. Rodrigo says, with Cassio? That's impossible. Iago goes on. Be quiet and listen to me. Remember how she fell madly in love with the Moor because he bragged and told her made-up stories? Did you expect her to keep on loving him for this chattering? You're too smart to think that. No, she needs someone nice looking. Othello's ugly. What pleasures could she find in him? Lovemaking gets boring after a while. To keep things hot, she'll need someone with a handsome face, someone close to her age, someone who looks and acts like her. Othello isn't any of these things. Since she since he doesn't have these advantages to make him attractive to her, she'll get sick of him until he makes her want to puke. She'll start looking around for a second choice. Now, if that's true, and it's obviously true, who's in a better position than Cassio? He's a smooth talker and uses sophistication and fine manners to hide his lust. Nobody's as crafty as he is. Besides, he's young and handsome, and he's got all the qualities that naive and silly girls go for. He's a bad boy, and Desdemona's got her eye on him already. Rodrigo says, I can't believe that. She's not the kind of woman. She's very moral. Iago goes on. Like hell she is. She's made of the same flesh and blood as everyone else. If she were so moral, she would have never fallen in love with the Moor in the first place. Good Lord. Did you notice how she and Cassio were fondling each other's hands? Did you see that? Yes, I did, but that wasn't romantic. It was just polite manners. They were lusting after each other. You could tell by how they were acting that they were going to be lovers. They were so close to their breath was mingling. So their breath was mingling. When two people get that intimate, sex will soon follow. Disgusting. But listen to me. Let me guide you. I brought you here from Venice. Be on guard duty tonight. I'll put you in charge. Cassio doesn't know you. I'll be nearby. Make Cassio angry somehow, either by speaking too loud or insulting his military skills, or however else you want. Rodrigo says, all right. He's hot-tempered, and he might try to hit you with his staff. Try to get him to do that. That'll allow me to stir up public sentiment against him here in Cyprus. I'll get them so riled up that they'll only calm down when Cassio's fired. To get what you want, you need to get Cassio out of the way. If you don't do that, things are hopeless for you. I'll do it if you help me out. I promise I will. Meet me in a little while at the Citadel. I need to get Othello's things from the ship. Goodbye. Goodbye. Adieu. Iago. I think Cassio really does love her, and it's perfectly likely that she loves him too. I can't stand the Moor, but I have to admit that he's a reliable, loving, and good-natured man. He'd probably be a good husband to Desdemona. I love her too, not simply out of lust, but also to feed my revenge. I have a feeling the Moor slept with my wife. That thought keeps gnawing at me, eating me up inside. I won't be satisfied until I get even with him and his wife. In the original text, he says, doth like a poison mineral gnaw my inwards, and nothing can or shall content my soul till I am evened with him, wife for wife. If I can't do that, I can at least make the Moor so jealous that he can't think straight. If that piece of Venetian trash, Rodrigo, can do what I need to carry out my plan, I'll have power over Cassio. I'll say bad things about him to the Moor. I have a feeling Cassio seduced my wife as well. I'll make the Moor thank me, love me, and reward me, even though the joke will be on him the whole time. I've got a good plan, though I haven't worked out the details yet. You can never see the end of an evil plan until the moment comes. Even to madness, 'tis here but yet confused. Knavery's plain face is never seen till used. Iago exits. Now that is the end of Act 2, Scene 2.